still one surpass perfect, complete, precious Buddhahood. Dala Danwar Zibe Da No Bar Zibe Ge Torbo Dong Tom Jin Jimbe Barde Jubar Zeba Dom Je Je Zo Zebe Manam Kadan Yambe Zimje Dam Je Dewa Dandi Dong Aradan Jan Yorde Lana Meba Yanda Bara Zobe Sanjo Rumbo Jedo Barza. Thus, until I achieve enlightenment, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and the mind. Until death, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and the mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and the mind. We take refuge in the Kandaru Lama and the lineage Lamas. We take refuge in the deity of the mandalas of the Yadams. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Dhakas, Dakinis, and the Dhamma gardens, possessors of the eye of wisdom. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma and the likewise. In the example of Bodhisattvas, as the previous Buddhas embraced enlightenment and the progress on the Bodhisattva's path, are true for the benefit of all sentient beings, giving birth to Bodhicitta, and apply myself to complete the stage of the path. In the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha, most excellent. I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of Janarasta and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have a happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be suffered from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in conformity, free from attachment and aversion. I bow down respectfully with my body, speech, and faithful mind to all Tathangatas in the 10 directions. Those have already reaching the Tathangata state, those who are reaching it at the present, and those Tathangata state to come. Through the power of Samanta Buddha's prayers, may all Buddhas manifest vividly in my mind. I posted to them, multiplying my body as many times as there are atoms of the earth. In each atom, I visualize as many Buddhas as there are atoms, surrounded by countless Bodhisattvas. Thus, all space is filled with Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. I praise to all Buddhas through manifesting, chanting, expressing the great auction of the excellent qualities. To all Buddhas, I make offerings of various pure flowers, flower garlands, or music, honoring oils, manifesting light, and fragrant incense. I make offerings to them of fine garments, perfume and purple for the highest moment, and orange in the most beautiful way. I visualize the highest in the most extensive offerings, and I offer them with great faith to all Buddhas. I post to Buddhas and make offering to them following the deeds of great Bodhisattva Samanta Buddha. I confess to you, Buddhas, whatever negative actions I have committed due to the power of anger, desire, and ignorance. I rejoice in the merit of all Buddhas in the 10 directions of great Bodhisattvas and the Pakshika Buddhas. Those have attained Aharasha, those have entered the path of Aharasha and all other beings. I request to all great protectors and Buddhas to turn the highest way of Dharma, as light dispelling the darkness of beings in the 10 directions, leading them gradually to the enlightened states. I supplicate those Buddhas intend to pass into Parinirvana to living long for as many eons as they are atoms of the earth, in order to benefit all beings. Whatever merit I have gathered through postrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseech, and prayer, for the sake of enlightenment of all sentient beings, all these are dedicated. The ground is sprinkled with the scented water and strewn with the flowers. It is adorned with the Meru, the Spirit Mountain, the 4 continents, and the sun and the moon. As Buddha fears, I offer it. May all sentient beings attain the happiness as the Buddha fears. To the Lama who possesses the 3 kayas, I offer outer, inner, and the secret offerings, with my body rather than all that is visible. Please grant me supreme realization and enlightenment. Whatever merit I have gathered through postations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseech, and praying. For the sake of enlightenment of all sentient beings, all these are dedicated. Om Guru Rina Mandala Bunza Manga Samandra Savarina Samaye Ahom. Unequal refuge, ornament of the world. Your fame provides the 3,000 words. You are the victor of Arjatara widow adore. I bow at the feet of Father Jigtin Songong. Continually attain with no one but you. Compassionate one, grant your blessings. Dispel darkness that surrounds my heart. Please bless me so that I can realize the unlimited nature of mind. Please turn the way of the Dharma of the two vehicles and the combination according to the disposition, the likewise the mental capacity of sentient beings. His wisdom is brilliant like the sun, free of the clouds of two worlds, and perceives the various steps of knowledge in the true nature. For this reason, he holds the wisdom text at his heart. He has compassion for all beings who suffer from the darkness of ignorance and the prison of samsara as a father for all only son. Like a thundercloud, he wakens those who are sleeping in ignorance and losing the charm of karma through the 60 branch of Haramana's speech. He wears the wisdom silver to cast settling of suffering and to dispel darkness of confusion. And the Bodhisattva from his pure from beginningless time, fully accomplishing the 10 levels and perfect in the body of all knowledge. I supplicate you, Majesty, adorned by the 112 son of Buddha, to dispel darkness of my ignorance. Om Arabasana Rabasana Devasana. Arabasana Deva Arabasana Deva Arabasana Deva Arabasana Deva Om Arabasana De Om Arabasana De Om Wange Shorama 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 Om Wange Shorama. You who are the perfect beautiful body, whose flame of wisdom blesses, and dispel darkness of worldly ignorance, are positive before you in the praise to Manjushri. Yuna Galen Chanwai Po. Yeshe Dome Rabdambar Jete Tomo Menserwa Jampara Yanglan Chupambo offering. Coffee offering to the Majeshri. So this prayer, so you can change it to Jampara Yanglan Chupambo is offering posted before you, are offering before you and the press to Majeshri. Sansalo post stations change to the offering. Then offering to the Majeshri. If you wanted to coffee offering to Majeshri, yeah. So we need the coffee and the Majeshri. Then from Majeshri we receive this wisdom. Wisdom is antidote to the ignorance. Coffee is antidote to the sleeping. Tamke doje shaje reisen dong yinje mado deje punjong ba serje lembo tawar jipe shaje jarbe shala gusan zer dorjen chanjen telo naro marba melai jije gambo ba mo ba jarwa indigo Kaju lama nam la sorwande romen jeje yenje bodane te son sanje genje ngowo nye ransen chike ngozon tongze be sawe lame jala sorwande. Okay, so teaching is a completion stage. Completion stage. So yesterday we okay, so this teaching completion stage is come from stage of meditation. So stage of meditation we have 8 chapters. This completion stage is the last chapter. I think yesterday I shared with you the completion stage is wisdom chapter. So this wisdom chapter is have to follow by all these other 7 chapters. So without this completion stage meditation practice, then the other chapter, you know, we sharing other chapter, other part, they don't have enough essence. So that's why this the main point essence is teaching is this completion stage. So the yesterday, you know, we talk about there is nothing else to meditate on, no meditation outside of and apart from this. So when you practice and meditate, mind resting on the natural states. So then when your mind resting in the natural states is relaxing and emptiness, clear, you know, awareness, all is together. So then that when you be in the states, so then you don't have to do any other than that. Nothing else to meditate on means like you don't have to do any other than that. No meditation outside of and apart from this. So the main point, we don't have to put effort. When you are in the resting natural states, you just mind resting and be in the states is, you know, free from dualistic conceptual, no door states. So that's the meditation states. And do you need books?
There's books right here.
Yeah, please can you? In this way, completely perform the you know, this stage. During the 4 daily activities, maintain your awareness without wavering. Within that state, whatever thoughts or emotions arise, simply recognize them. So during the 4 daily activities means this is the part of the post meditation. So you are in the natural states, your mind be awareness, be that state. So that is in the, you know, during the meditation. Then you come back to the post meditation during the 4 daily activities. So 4 daily activities, I think the talk about 4 daily activities. We eating, sleeping, I think, and just resting. So it's a 4 daily activity: are eating, first one, sleeping, moving around, and using the restroom. So in this activity is we have to bring into meditation. So that means, like, you know, usually we post meditation activity or is have to bring into the meditation states. That is the hardest for everyone because we don't have enough mind for awareness. You know, when we eat, even you have all these teachings, but I usually look to Sangha who has all these teachings, including me, no awareness. When we eat, just eat, you know, no mindfully eating. So then we walk, no mindful, you just walking is like mind is go somewhere else and, you know, thinking about something else. So, you know, always distracting, right? Then sleeping, of course, like always have dreaming, you know, since daytime, like daytime we have daydreaming, nighttime sleep is we have a night dreaming, so mind is not in the resting. Then moving around the sea, we moving like always doing the moving, going wrong and doing things. That time also we don't have a mind for awareness. Then of course using the restroom also no mind for thing. I don't know. So that part I really don't know. Could be sometimes better than other part. When you be in the restaurant, maybe you're more mindful. So anyway, in this the main point is, not only when you come into the temple, you sit in the kitchen meditating. So generally, you use your awareness mindful, and you always recognize your own nature. Then eating, yeah. When you eat, you're mindfully eating, and be aware. So you can use like eating meditation. When you eat, you meditate. Eating meditation is very beneficial. It's powerful. Usually we eat, not mindfully eating. When you use eating meditation, you recognize each choice, and you really feel the food's taste. Recognize which one you really eating, and your mind is be with the food, and then your food is going into your body. You really feel all these senses, energies, everything. So then same time you're seeing your nature mind, look to your nature ripa and eating. So we can use eating meditation. Sleeping, then that is the hardest. Already first sleep, then you really cannot control your mind. But before we go to full sleep, just mind is be with your body, breathe, and look to your nature, and then go sleep. So that's also another good way to your maintaining your meditation practice. Moving around, so you go around, like whatever you're doing, acting, actions, drive the car, or you cooking, or you clean the house, or laundering, right? Whatever you're doing, so always mindfully, watching your mind, nature, and you can do all these things together. So then that really helps you not going to make mistakes. Do everything much better than you lose your mind. Sometimes we think if I meditate, then I can get accident car. If I meditate, then I'm going to burn all the food. So I meditated, then everything going to mistake. So that is a misunderstand wrong. Long as you have awareness, mind for everything goes correctly. You drive your car, it's like when you have look to your mind and drive, it's you really see every movement, cars, or everything is ever 100% sure you're not going to get accident. And you see the traffic lights, stop signs, and then you mindfully look into nature, mind awareness. You drive the car, you're not going to stress out. Your driving time is very short. Even you stuck in the traffic lights, you have more patience. You stuck in the traffic jam, you don't lose your patience. So it's your time is not wasting. You just stay in the mind, maintain your awareness during that time. Then when you drive the car, you maintain your awareness. It's very powerful. So that's we have to actually create a habituate. We don't have that habituate. The problem is, when we come to in Dharma center and then push very hard meditating, you cannot push too hard meditating. You need to relax. So that's why yesterday we talked here, already there's nothing else to meditate on, no meditation outside of in the apart from this means you cannot put hard. You just relax, be awareness. Yeah. So then resting, using the restroom is like when even you are in the restroom, just that moment you watch your mind, you know, whatever you're doing. So that time is become useful. All this activity, if long as you know how to, I think, bring mindful awareness, meditating, win-win situation. So you does two things done together, because you're doing all the whatever you have to do, worldly things, doing that, but same time you practice and meditate. Yeah. So then every individual has different job. Example, you know, Chris, he does the how to call the carpenter, right? When you does carpenter, you doing all these activities like mindfully, mentally meditate, watching your mind. You use all these tools, meditate and practice. So not only, you know, and the rest come to the temple like close eye meditating, right? So every single movement, activity, we can use for our practice meditate. So that means that then all daily activities bring into the meditation state. So that's the then become, you know, who can do that, the person is realized very fast, and the practitioner, meditator. So that's what we have to bring. So during the four daily activity, maintain your awareness without wavering. Within that state, whatever thoughts or emotions arise, simply recognize them. See, you doing this activity, or you are in the meditation, whatever thoughts, emotion arise, you don't have to do anything. It's very simple thing. Just recognize, avert that, right? Recognize them. So that means you don't have to rejecting your thoughts, emotions. You don't have to accepting thoughts, emotions. You don't have to avoid thoughts, emotions. Just recognize, let's arise, and recognize them. So by doing so means like then you doing that activity, you will naturally be clear, like snowflakes falling into a lake. So snowflakes, flakes falling into the lake, snow not going to accumulate in the lake. Snow is falling to the lake in the ocean, just dissolve into the water. Same, you know, you long as you have a mindful awareness, thoughts, emotion, whatever arise, or it's dissolving into the natural mind, natural states. So that means your thoughts, emotions, liberating. Okay. So that's the great, right? It's wonderful if we can, but it's the hardest one. It's very looks like very simple, but not that simple. We're sharing like saying it's kind of very simple, but when you thoughts, emotion arise, not that easy, simple. Then also these four daily activities, very hard to maintain your practice. So practitioner means actually post meditation have bring to the meditation state. So post meditation is a big, if separate, very long, I mean the very long distinction, totally goes different directions. Then our practice progress and growing is very hard. So we are meditate like we think we are okay, calm, relaxed, good, but then go back to post meditation, become same as ordinary people. So sometimes worse the ordinary people, like never have any teachings before, you know, never heard Dharma, no any meditate. That kind of happening for many practitioners. So the reason is because we don't know how to bring this post meditation is into the meditation states. So that's why we have to bring the post meditation to meditation. If long as we have that ability, then thoughts, emotion is no problem. Thoughts, emotions, you can liberate. So since snow is falling into the ocean, snow cannot accumulate. Same, you know, like thoughts, emotion, not going to distracting. Thoughts and emotions, no problem. So you can liberate those emotions. Snow falling into a lake. Do you want it like that or no? Yeah, we want that, right? Snow falling into the lake is like dissolved, beautifully dissolved. No, the ocean doesn't put any effort to dissolve the snow, but snow just falling into the ocean naturally dissolved. Same, you don't have to put any effort to try to find a solution for the emotion and the thoughts. Just simply recognize, maintain awareness, your thoughts, emotions naturally dissolve into the natural mind. So then, okay, by sustaining this over a long period of time. So if you maintaining that practice, long period of time, means like we have to habituate that, So if you don't habituate, then very hard, even you are resting, like sit down in the cushion, on the kitchen and in the temple, but still your mind is not there. If we are not used to, right? If you are used to, then doesn't matter what you're doing activities, you can maintain your awareness. So those are the practitioners, meditators. Sometimes we can be like sit down in the kitchen. Everyone is okay, like kind of like, using instructions can be into the meditation states, could be use awareness. But then when you get up from the kitchen, then you leave your practice, everything's in the kitchen, in the temple, you don't have it with you. So that kind of always we have problems. That's why we have to sustain this over a long period of time. Is we have to use again and again, habituate, like doing this like all the time. Eventually you will experience being naturally in this state without having to place your mind there. So then eventually you will experience being, means like you using that method, practicing, then you get the experience. So okay, so eventually you will experience being natural in this state. So then you naturally going into the natural states. You don't have to like put effort, anything. Whatever you're doing just one time, then naturally all this awareness arising, your activities in the naturally happens. So natural in this state without having to place your mind there. You don't have to, I think, do anything, just into that state, become natural happening. So that is like we have to sustain in this over a long period of time. Means we have to practice often and often. Have to create a habituate very strong. Otherwise, it's not possible. Then even in the 4 daily activity, you will be in a state of ever increasing neck awareness of clarity and emptiness, non-door. Then even in the 4 daily activity, see this 4 daily activity, you will be in a state of ever increasing neck awareness of clarity and emptiness, non-door. So your mind nature is neck awareness, because it's pure, no thoughts, emotions, no draw, clear awareness, clarity, and then emptiness, non-draw, free from dualistic conceptual thoughts. So to introduce thoughts as Dharmakaya. Okay, so that part, is the point is the practitioner meditator who use this awareness is, emotion or transform is same as like snow falling into the ocean. And ordinary people, the ordinary people don't have mindful awareness. That's why, snow falling into the same as the frozen ground. So snow falling onto the frozen ground, then snow is accumulate, stay. If then you have like more emotions, then snow is stay longer because it become like same as cold weather, very cold weather, snow falling into the frozen ground, it's become very tight, very strong. Yeah, same, like ordinary people emotion, thoughts become create negative karma. So it's the snow falling to the frozen ground accumulate and then become emotion is the same as a cold weather, create more strong and strong. So that's why, we have to use awareness, mindful, not create negative karma and emotion, thoughts, liberating to the natural states, natural mind or natural states. So that's why, this ordinary people who has more emotion, their emotion negative is the same is like winter weather, very cold, harsh weather. Then snow falling to easily accumulate, strong. So meditator, practitioner who has awareness, mindful, not that, practitioner, but is who has more awareness, good level practitioner, then their practice the same as the spring weather. Spring can be snow falling to the ground, but don't stay too long because it's just take little short time, it's dissolved, right? And not frozen. Then higher level practitioner, of course, snow is dissolved same to the ocean. So long as you have good practice meditating. The emotion is also same, emotion is like who don't have this teaching practice. Ordinary people, emotions the same as harsh weather, very cold, same, emotions are very strong. And the meditator practitioner emotions, springtime wind, weather is not that cold. When come to your body, you don't get pain. So not that harsh. Your emotion, you have emotion, but emotion didn't have that power. As long as you have this mindful awareness and the practitioners, emotions are not powerful. Okay, then higher level practitioner emotion is become for causes of wisdom. So snow falling into the lake is more and more bigger and bigger, right? Same, like your water is the same as the thing about the wisdom. Snow is the same as, the water is the same as a fire. Snow is the same as like firewood. Snow falling to the water, then water is become more bigger, increasing. So same, you have more emotions, you have more wisdoms arising. Do you understand? So that's the high level practitioners. The emotion all is transformed to the Dharmakaya. So then we have to know which level we are right now. So your emotions are very strong. Then we are still in the frozen, same as winter. That means we are absolute 100% ordinary person. Emotions really strong. Then we get suffering. Yeah, emotions there, but not that really effective to you, that means you are practitioner in the same as the spring weather. And then you are really good practitioner, so become same as like, snow falling to the ocean or lakes. Then no problem, they all dissolve to, you create more accumulation, maybe you create more wisdoms. So that's why here sharing is to introduce thoughts as a Dharmakaya means, then the practitioner, we talk about the different, winter, spring, summer. This is a summer, season. The third level practitioner, third means like number 1, 2, 3. Actually, third is more higher, Okay. So then their thoughts is as become Dharmakaya. When mind is let go, relax in its natural state. So mind can let go, and you relax yourself in the natural state. So look directly into the essence of mind itself. You look into your own nature. So that means free from dualistic conceptual. And you looking into your own true nature mind. Essence of itself, mind itself. This open, vivid, present awareness, clear and without thoughts. So that is the nature mind. When you look to your nature mind, you see your mind is open, vivid, present awareness, clear without thoughts. So if you look to your mind, you have thoughts, your mind is not present, no clear, no open, then you're not seeing your own nature. So you're seeing your own nature is like same as clean water, very clean water. You look transparent, you see top to bottom, clear, present, awareness, everything's there. Same, you see your mind nature is like empty, clean, clear, and present, transparency. As you are resting in this nature, so when you meditate, you are be in the nature states. Whatever thoughts surface, look directly into the essence of the thoughts. So when thoughts arise, you look to the thoughts. This is a Mahamudra instruction. So Dzogchen, usually they don't say directly look to the thoughts. So here is a Mahamudra said, look directly into the essence of thoughts. When thoughts arise, you have to look to the thoughts. Dzogchen, like you recognize thoughts, then look to the nature ripa. Be in the maintain in the nature ripa. And this Mahamudra said, just look to the thoughts. Your thoughts arise, you look to the thoughts. So thoughts is like example, I want to buy a car. So you look to that thought. Then you see that you look to that thought, recognize, look to that thought. I wanted to buy the car, or I want to buy the house. I wanted to do something like this kind, or that thought is, you look to that thought is empty. Emptiness, no exist. So directly into the essence of thoughts, meditate as a before and gain conviction. So then you look that thoughts and you see that thoughts is emptiness, be in that maintaining awareness is called meditate as before and gain conviction. Then you become, that means thoughts you liberate, thoughts liberation to the Dharmakaya. So you gain conviction. Your practice is become progressing more, create wisdom. These very thoughts that are unceasing are nakedly present, clarity and emptiness. You see that thoughts are also unceasing, are nakedly present. Clarity, emptiness means the thought is just same is dissolved to the nature mind, not separate nature mind because it's emptiness. So that's called the thought is dharmakaya because thought itself is emptiness. You don't have to apply antidote to your thoughts. Just you simply recognize your thoughts, then look directly thoughts. Its thoughts it is become unceasing, nakedly, presently, clarity, emptiness is transformed into the nature mind. It's called liberating. Thought is liberated to dharmakaya. Consider, for example, the waves that rise and fall on the surface of the ocean, they are the ocean. So the ocean, this all waves arising from the ocean. Then this wave is dissolving to the ocean. Same, all these thoughts arising from the nature mind. Then you recognize, look to the thoughts is or it self is emptiness, dissolved to the emptiness again. So same is like waves dissolved to the ocean again. There are no ocean waves apart from the ocean. There is no ocean outside or apart from the waves. It is just like that. The wave is not separate from ocean and no any other the ocean, just dissolve into the ocean. It's just like that. From the space of clarity and emptiness, then your mind is clear and emptiness. Thoughts arise, but these thoughts are indivisible with the clarity, emptiness. So when you meditate, maintaining your awareness, thoughts always arise. When we meditate, if no thoughts is arising, then could be you don't have to meditate. Yeah, because you don't have thoughts, right? Then your meditation is not important, I think. So we have a thought, that's why we have to meditate. In this case, even you are good practitioner, thought is arising. It's good practitioner, thought is arise is not negative. Its thoughts, emotions become positive because it's causes of wisdom. Beginners, meditators, thought is emotion. Thought is distracting. Then you are become used to you. Long as you have awareness, mindful, thoughts, emotion, you can transform through the dharmakaya, emptiness. See, thoughts arise, but these thoughts are indivisible with the clarity, emptiness, because you see that thought itself is emptiness. Then thoughts dissolved, emptiness. The same as the snow is dissolving to the ocean. Snow is dissolving to the ocean. Snowflake is become inseparable with the ocean. When you look into the essence of thoughts, there is nothing to apprehend where it is thoughts located. So if you then sometimes we use also intellectually meditation, analytically. So you look into the essence of thoughts, you look into the thoughts where there is nothing to apprehend. You really cannot find, something identical or, finding something, apprehend. Where is the thoughts located? So you check where is the thoughts located. The thought itself is non-conceptual. Thought itself is emptiness, non-conceptual, not exist. This makes your heart fill with joy and wonder. And long as you have this ability, thoughts, emotion, you can transform to the emptiness, dharmakaya. You can liberate thoughts, emotions. Then your heart filled with joy and wonder, means you have gaining your, quality, enlightening qualities. So you have joyful bliss arising on your mind, and then also same time devotion, all the enlightening qualities arising. In this way, so that's a negative thoughts does not need to be there. We are there.
Yeah.
Okay. So a negative thought does not need to be rejected or read from your mind. You need not try to find some wisdom to contract the negative thoughts. Then this, we just did talk to is like thoughts transform to the Dharmakaya, emptiness. And then this one is negative emotion is transforming. Also, negative thoughts does not need to be rejected or right from your mind. You don't have to get rid of your negative emotions. If you rejected your thoughts, emotions, then you are not practicing Mahamudra. So you're rejecting thoughts, emotion, then you just going back to, relative truth and shamatha meditating, not the Mahamudra meditating. Mahamudra, we cannot reject the thoughts, emotions. So that's why you don't need to reject. You need not try to find some wisdom to contract the negative thoughts. We don't have to find any solution for negative thoughts. If you're looking solution for negative thoughts, then you are not meditating Mahamudra. You go back to generation stage, you go back to Mahayana practicing and Shamatha practice, not ready into this Mahamudra practice. So that's why, we don't need to look any solution for our negative thoughts. You're looking solution, then that is called become conceptual, dualistic. It's because you have a subject and object, in this one is Mahamudra as no subject, no object, absolute truth teaching. You don't need to find any solution.
Kempo, I'm sorry to interrupt. You really are starting to break up again with the speech and your video. So I don't know if you can change.
Okay, I can change. No rejecting, no accepting, wireless. Okay, so Rahul, can you share the, yeah? Okay, I get. Okay, so you need not try to find some wisdom contract the negative thoughts. Whatever is holding you down, if you realize this extraordinary path, which is simply recognizing whatever arises, enables it to naturally release on its own. So why we don't have to find anything for solution, here says some wisdom to contract the negative thoughts. Why we don't have to find? Reason is because whatever is holding you down, whatever like something negative emotions holding you down, then if you realize, means if we recognize that, realize this extraordinary path, you recognize, then all the negative emotion is dissolving into the natural Rigpa Dharmakaya. So that's why we don't have to find a solution. You know, you don't need to find some wisdom contract for negative thoughts. In which simply recognizing means like we have to recognize the main point, emotion, thoughts is arising. If we don't recognize it, then thoughts, emotion control us. So thoughts, emotions control us, we don't recognize, then we're not ready to go into meditate Mahamudra. Better go back to shamatha meditate. The shamatha, you know, you then stop the thoughts, emotions. And you're focusing with the breath and focus with the object. You're using some supports that helps not negative thoughts, emotions arise. Or you practice Yadam deity, you know, visualize the Yadam deity. The Yadam deity visualize helps, you know, no negative emotion thoughts arise. If you have an ability to do, then, you know, when thoughts, emotion, we have to recognize whatever arises, doesn't matter positive, negative, whatever arises, enables it to naturally release on its own means. Naturally, this thought is released on its own natural state, liberating itself. When you will become a Buddha in one lifetime, if we have the opportunity or the ability to do, then we can be one lifetime Buddha. So Buddha is not that far away, many lifetimes. You know, you can have enlightenment within one lifetime. Because thoughts, emotion arising, you don't have to find any other, you know, solution for contracted, right? Contract wisdom. So you just recognize thoughts, emotion, release it into the nature, and you bring all the activities in the meditation practice. Then you will become a Buddha in one lifetime. It's great, not that hard actually, right? Another way, because Buddhahood is created more easy than create samsara actually, I think. Samsara created by many lifetimes. So you can create a Buddha is one lifetime if you really focus, practice. We always focus with the samsara, 24 hours, you know, our mind is maintaining samsara activity. But we're doing that, you know, all the time, not only one love, many lifetimes. But if you can do one lifetime, all these many lifetime samsara activities, you can destroy. One lifetime, you can become Buddha. If a strong desire, emotion arises, so when we practice meditate, then this part is like our, you know, when we meditate Mahamudra, meditator has a different experience. If strong desire, emotion arises, means like you, when you practice meditate, emotion, desire also arises. So then what we have to do not follow after it or get lost in it. So emotion arises, do not follow. So if we follow, then emotion control us or get lost in it. Then we become lost. Instead, then what we have to do, we don't follow the emotion. So instead, look directly into the essence of that desire. So you recognize desire is arising, same time you look to that desire. And rest your mind there without wavering. So then you're looking to that desire, watching, and mind is maintaining be that awareness. then the desire is naturally release its own natural states. So that means you liberate your desires. So when desire arises, it is rootless and groundless. Why we can't do that? Because the reason is desire arises, it is rootless and groundless. If desire has root and ground, then you cannot liberate. So why we can liberate a desire? Because desire is rootless and groundless, no essence. It is emptiness. That's why you can self-liberate itself. You don't need to find a solution. This is known as not rejecting desire. So that means you didn't reject a desire. You liberate desire itself. But rather as desire purify into its own nature, means like, see, you see the desire rootless, groundless, desire itself is naturally released, liberate itself. So your what we have to do, just mindful awareness, maintaining the desire naturally release. Desire liberate its in its own ground. That itself is discriminating wisdom. So now we talk about the 5 wisdoms. So you liberate desire, then that wisdom is called discriminating wisdom. So what means discriminating wisdom? Think about it. Wisdom is like our mind as aspect. I mean the mind's some kind of how to say the aspect. I think it's aspect, right? Different angles. Yeah. Another aspect. You know, the desire arising, you recognize desire, recognize it, you release desire, it is own nature states. So that recognition, the awareness, mind aspect is called discriminating wisdom. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay. So then that itself is Buddha Amitabha. So Buddha Amitabha, form is Buddha Amitabha, but essence actually is called discriminating wisdom. Discriminating wisdom is source arising from desire. You liberating desire. So then that awareness is called discriminating wisdom. So that form body is called Buddha Amitabha. Okay, we already have West Buddha there. Yeah. So we create a West Buddha. If you liberate, desire, you create a West Buddha Amitabha. Buddha Amitabha is the West, right? West part of Buddha. Okay, so then think about it. Go back to again that statement. When anger arises, same. So where is the, okay, if strong anger emotion arises, do not follow after it or get lost in it. Same. Instead, look directly into essence of that anger. And rest your mind without wavering. When anger arises, it is rootless and groundless. So this is known as not rejecting anger, but rather as anger purified into its own nature. Then anger liberated in its own ground. That itself is called mirror-like wisdom. Yeah. So you liberate anger, that aspect or that awareness is called mirror-like wisdom. So anger liberating mirror-like wisdom, then form body Buddha is, I hope we are right. Correct? sometimes Vajrasattva, but sometimes called Akshobhya. I think either way is correct. Must be correct. Nothing wrong there, I think. Okay, so that's we already created 2 Buddhas there, yeah. So now we have East Buddha, we have a West Buddha. So then we have to follow by same thing again. Go back to again. If strong, which one? The next one. Ignorance. Emotion, strong, ignoring, emotion arise. Do not follow after it, get lost it in. Instead, look directly into essence of that ignorance. And rest your mind without wavering. When ignoring arises, it is rootless and groundless. There's no rejecting ignorance, but rather as ignoring purify into its own nature. Ignorance liberate in its own ground. That itself is called Dharma Dharma wisdom, right? I think so, Dharma Dharma wisdom. That itself is Buddha is no, is no Verochana, yeah, Verochana, Buddha Verochana, center Buddha.
Center, yeah.
So we already 3 Buddha there already, yeah. Center Buddha create. So now go back to again. Go back to again. If it's strong, no, it's okay. Pride, maybe pride. Emotion arise. Do not follow after it or get lost in it. Instead, look directly into the essence of that pride and rest your own mind there without wavering. When pride arises, it is rootless and groundless. This is known as not rejecting pride, but rather as pride purify into its own nature. Pride liberate in its own ground. That it itself is core. So now which wisdom we left? Huh? Economity? Really? Pride is transforming its economic wisdom. Economic wisdom. Equalness. And okay, so anyone in the zone, do you have any ideas? These 2 is I always get confused, like South and North Buddha's wisdom.
It's the wisdom of equanimity, Ratnasambhava. The North
Equalizing.
all accomplishing wisdom is the Moga Siddhi.
Accomplishing is Amogasiddhi. So which is associated for pride?
Pride is the South. It's Ratnasambhava. It's the wisdom of equanimity.
Okay, so then correct, saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just make sure checking. Okay, so we created. Okay, so say again, Melissa.
Pride is transformed, as someone said, into equanimity, wisdom. That's the
wisdom.
And it's transformed into the Sambhogakaya Ratnasambhava form.
Ratnasambhava form.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we only left accomplishment wisdom, right?
Yes.
Okay, so accomplishment wisdom is associated with jealousy.
Yeah.
So jealousy purify its own nature, and then the awareness is core. Is accomplishment wisdom. Buddha is Amogasiddhi. Okay, Amogasiddhi Buddha. So that's the 5 Buddhas. So then we have 5 Buddhas there. So this 5 Buddha is arising from, the 5 afflictive emotion. So 5 afflictive emotion liberating that awareness, 5 different aspects is called 5 wisdom. Then that is arising from body is called 5 Buddhas. So 5 Buddha is become actually our, different aspect wisdom. So that's very simple, good way to talk about the 5 Buddha, 5 wisdom, 5 afflictive emotions. Everyone get? Okay. Wonderful. So then, if strong ignoring emotion arise, do not follow after it or get lost in it. Oh, so it's all is here listed or the ignorance. Do you have two?
Yeah.
Oh, when ignoring arise, it is ruleless and groundless. There's no as not rejecting ignorance, but rather as ignorance purify into its own nature, ignoring liberate its own ground. That itself is providing wisdom. It's actually Dharma Dharma wisdom. That itself is Buddha Verochana. Okay, in this way, okay, if strong aversion emotion arises, do not follow after it or get lost in it. You have that. Instead, look directly into essence of that aversion and rest your mind there without wavering. No, right? Okay. So, no, actually, I have a different, like, long time ago, I'll create a little bit longer, explanation.
Yeah.
So that is I didn't know I have this. Actually, what I talked is always in here.
Yeah.
Okay. Buddha, Akhyobia, and different Buddhas. The name is strong pride, emotion arise. Okay. Pride is Buddha Rina Sambhava. Strong jealousy emotion. Then jealousy is liberating, accomplishing being wisdom. That is service Buddha among us today. By doing so, right? They're correct. The emotion, the thoughts are pure in their own ground. So with doing that practice, then emotion, thoughts are liberating its own to own nature states. It's called own ground. Are naturally free in their own nature. They arise, but they are rootless. These are the 5 wisdoms. These are the 5 Buddhas. So Verochana Buddha family, Akhyobia, Rina Sambhava, Amitabha, among us today. So then that's also usually followed by family, right? Verochana Buddha family, Akhyobia Varjara family, Rina Sambhava Rina family, Amitabha Pema family, among us the Karma family. So it's called different families usually talk. Whatever thoughts or emotion arise, look directly into their own essence and rest there. So we rest in mind, meditating. Then you do this, the thoughts or emotion naturally self-release. For they have no intrinsic redness, because thoughts, emotion didn't have a rare intrinsic redness. That's why we can liberate. This practice is from the oral instructions for taking the 5 poisons into the path. That's when the last way I'm going to, this teaching is going to share the Jigten Songgon from the Mahamudra. So it's this, the 5 emotions transformed to the 5 Buddha. This all teachings come from the Jigten Songgon. So both Mahamudra. So that's it's oral instruction, bit instruction. This practice should be understood and sustained. So we use this, method and practice. Then we can transform the 5 afflictive emotion. It's become wisdom, 5 wisdom. To introduce appearance as a Dharmakaya. So no. That means, like, see, first one is thought transformed to Dharmakaya, emptiness. Second is 5 afflictive emotions transformed to the wisdom. So now here is appearance is Dharmakaya, means all this appearance form is become transformed to the emptiness again, Dharmakaya. So when we meditate, thoughts arise, emotion arise, the mind is distracting these appearances, mind fixation, grasping to these appearances. That's why we have to liberate appearances. We have to liberate thoughts. We have to liberate emotions. Just like your mind rests in its natural state without fixation. No fixation to the appearances. Let devotion for your Lama well up inside you. So what we have to do is mind stay without a fixation, mind no fixation to all this object. Then your resting mind, meditating, also same time you create devotion, let devotion for your Lama. Where up inside you means like your mind connect with the gurus. Abide in the non-conceptual states, then you stay in non-conceptual state without letting your mind wander off, not follow the object. Wander off means like you no holding song, form, taste, senses. Mind is not follow this 5 object or 6 object. When you meditate this way over a long period of time, abiding in the original ongoing nature of mind. Then when you meditate long time, you use through this practice, abiding in the original ongoing means your mind is always be in the nature state. Your mind is not followed by the objects. So that time, then this object is not distracting for your mind meditating. So that is usually meditation instructions talk about this appearances, thoughts is not distracting. Even it's there, but they're not distracting your meditation practice. So same is like thief go into the empty house. So you don't lose anything, thief don't get anything, right? Same, when you are no fixation grasping to the object, then all the object is there, but you're maintaining awareness, your mind, in the nature state, meditating, is the object never distracting to you. So that's why when you meditate in this way, over a long period of time, you stay longer time, abiding in the original ongoing nature of mind. Whatever appears is not like on external thing outside of mind. So when you are in the meditation samadhi practice, yeah. So we're talking about this one is no draw states. If you have delusion, then of course that is a problem. So you are naturally going to subject and object you created there. Whatever appears is not like in external thing means outside of mind. When you are in the non-draw state, so whatever external object there, but not really separate from your mind. So this one, external thing outside of mind means, not talking about dualistic conceptual way. If you have dualistic, then we have outside. This object is not mind. When you are in the natural states, non-draw states, meditate, then that time, all this appearance form is not like in external thing, outside of the mind, become inseparable mind. Nor is it like in appearance is someone else's mind. So then also appearance is in someone else's mind, not someone else's mind. Appearances arise even clearly. So appearances, everything is arising clearly. I think you meditate, you have this experience because you are into, samadhi meditating. This appearance is there, but your mind is not holding, fixation, grasping anything. Aware everything, but or is appear to your mind. you know, you recognize this all appearance is kind of like not separate with the mind. Because everything is appear to mind, that means like not separate with the mind. Nature clear as appearance arise even clearly as inseparable with mind. So when the main point is no fixation, no grasping, you know, you don't create a subject and object, then all these appearances you can see, you can hear, but mind is not holding anything this. So that means then become everything is inseparable with the mind. So otherwise, of course, everything is separate with the mind. Otherwise, I destroy this table, then my mind is destroyed, right? So if this table is inseparable, you know, it's become here says inseparable with the mind. If this object is inseparable with the mind, relatively, then wherever I go, so this table is going to follow me. You know, do you understand? If relatively, if this table is separate from my mind, then so this table, you know, cannot appear to my mind because it's relatively like totally separate, right? But that's why it's the hard to say this is like mind separate and separate. That's the reason here. So the main point is here. Appearance arise even clearly as inseparable with the mind is in the meditation state. You know, no door, so you know fixation, grasping, your mind is aware. Then that time you see all these forms, hearing the songs, then you know they all is inseparable with the mind. The naturally readings of minds. So the mind naturally readings is you seeing these forms, hearing the songs. Nature appears in unceasing display. So it's unceasing display means like not really exist truly permanently there. When we do not recognize the true nature of these appearances, when we do not recognize the true nature of these appearances, if we don't know this appearances true, you know, nature, that's why we grasp at appearances to be rare. So long as you fixation grasping, then these appearances become rare for us. Rare means truly exist. As if they exist inherently from their own side. So that is because the appearance is rare for us. Is reason is not appearance problem. Problem is our fixation grasping. So long as we fixation grasping, that makes become appearances become rare for us. In this way of thinking makes appearances arise to us through deluded perception. So appearances arise to us through, you know, deluded perception, because of fixation grasping, then that's called delusion, perception. Like that, appearance appear naturally as inseparability of appearance and mind. So appearances appear naturally as inseparability of appearance and mind. It is not like appearance and mind were once separate and later merging together. So not really become merging together one, not really separate. But appearance is become mind display or inseparable with mind means just you no fixation, no grasping in the object appearance, then they are naturally released there. So you when you are in the nature samadhi meditating, you can say the all appearance is emptiness. It is in fact the case that appearances and the mind have always been inseparable. In this, okay, so apart from the self-grasping, readings that has always been co-emergent. There's not in atoms world of true existence to anything in the external world. Okay, so do you understand that?
So one thing can so apart from the self-grasping radiance, it's self-appearing radiance.
So what is that?
That's what that is my question. What is self-appearing radiance?
So there is not in, okay, apart from the self-appearing means mind self-appearing readings. So you meditate, your mind's nature states, you seeing these all forms apart to mind, right? So that's called readings that always been co-emerging from the mind.
So mind and the self-radiance appear simultaneously together. Because when something is co-emergent, if that emerges, I mean co-emerges with something else, which is duality. I don't know.
So so Linji Chibaranangle is the is here it says apart from self-appearing is, you know, mind is appearing to the object, readings, right? That has always been co-emerging means. So it's Linji Chibaranangle means like Linji Chibarana is co-emerging means actually natural ripa, or you know, we can say co-emerging is called natural ripa, original mind. So original mind display all these appearances. So this appearance is actually not separating original mind, because original mind display all these appearances. Do you understand? No? Okay, that's why this appearance is not separate than natural mind. So now we are in the relative truth. That's why it's really hard to understand that, because in the relative truth, you fixation, grasping, subject and object, then everything is rare for us right now. So that's already talked up there, right? Everything is true, rare for us, due to because fixation, grasping. So that is in the relative truth. That is in the delusion states. Yeah, in the delusion states, it's the same as like you're dreaming. In the dream, do you eat food or no? That time you have food or no? You have food, right? So that food is appearance for you. You have food, you eat. In the dream, you are hungry? Yes. So when you eat food in the dream, that food make you fed up for your
It always disappears from me.
you know, disappear the hunger, right? Yeah. In the dream you drink, so that helps disappear your thirsty. Yeah. So that's happening because in the dream this all the works. Appearance works in the dream, but in the dream the appearance is there. But when you really wake up, that time the appearance like food, drinks is there or not? No, right? So then where they come from? Who created that? Your mind displayed that in the dream. In the dream, you cannot accept that. Someone come to into your dream, you don't have food. You say, yes, this is a food. What are you talking about, right? So you're not going to accept it. That because in the dream you see the food. In the dream you can touch the food. You can eat the food in the dream. Then someone come to in the dream, they say you cannot eat because this food is not exist. You're not going to accept in the dream. When you wake up, you recognize that food is not exist because your mind display that. Same, right now we have very thick, strong delusion, same as that dream, more than strong than that. So that's why everything's appear to for us is rare, solid, exist. Someone telling us this is not exist, then we say you are crazy. Yeah, that means like these moments, our perception that person is crazy. Yes. So in the dream, someone told you you don't have food. You see the food, you eat the food. Then someone say you don't have food, this food. Then you said you are crazy, right? Your answer like you say you are crazy. So same right now for we have this everything's appear to us for rare. So someone said this is not rare, but we said you are crazy. Okay, because it's a delusion state and relative truth. So known those states, then you recognize all this appearance is mind. Its radiance means like mind come from the mind. So sun is there, sun like radiance is come to here, same as then sun is there. So we say we know pointing sun is in the sky. We say sun is there. Yeah. Do you say that too? Yeah, we always say, yeah, sun is there. We go there. Sun is shining. Sun is there. You don't pointing in the sky. Sun is there. So, the radiant, the sun radiant, sun is come to here.
Yeah.
So mind radiance that, then always being this co-emerging. Sun makes sun is in there, but this sun is actually co-emerging from the true up in the sky that sun. So all this appearance is where is arising from our always being co-emerging means arising from your nature. No, do you understand? Yeah. Okay, so then good. In the zone, everyone okay? We have debating a little bit here. So, do you have a sun right now? So I can point in sun is there. Here, see, sun is shining to the flower. So I'm going to point my finger to the flower because the sun is there. So the sun is not in the Buddha's Tanka image. I'm not going to pointing this way. I'm going to pointing the sun is there. But no, I'm not going to pointing to sun is in the sky, right? So the radiance becomes science come to here. So mind, co-emerging this radiance, then appear to all these forms. There's not atoms worth of true existing to anything in the external world, but actually nothing is true external world there. But think about the sun is shining to it that truly any atoms from sun is there? No, right? Because but sun is radiance there, is like sun there, but actually we say sun is there, but no atoms there. There is not atoms worth of true existing to anything in the external world. Okay, so otherwise we can hold the sun. We don't want it to become sunset. If something is going here, come to. So we cannot hold. The reason is because nothing is come to atoms, anything here. Same, like mind display this all these appearances. That's why we don't have control. If long as your mind controlled, then all these appearances you can control. Anything in the external world. When all sorts of different appearances arise to your perceptions, they all arise for our perceptions, know that they are the original ongoing display of seven appearances. actually mind, original mind, this natural rupa. Dzogchen say natural rupa display. So we Mahamudra say original, ongoing display of self appearances. Pro-modal inseparable with the mind. Pro-modal, you know, the appearance and the natural rupa is inseparable. Pro-modal beyond the limits of arising, ceasing, and remaining. Pro-modal, all this is inseparable. So pro-modal sun didn't have this, you know, arising, ceasing, and remaining. So that is our only here deluded perceptions. Okay, so that is the, you know, appearance is transformed into the natural rupa. Not only thoughts, emotion transform, right? Also this appearance also transform into the emptiness, natural rupa. So that means like you no fixation, no grasping to these appearances. Sustain your appearances in pause meditation. So we have to pause meditation. We have to sustaining these appearances. Let delusion, let disillusionment for samsara be the leg of your meditation practice. Thanks, Lona. And your awareness. Okay. So that's also readings. And the let dissolution, okay, sustain your appearances post meditation. So how do we maintaining that, you know, practice appearances, you know, taking into the path. Let disillusionment for samsara be leg of your meditation practice. We have to recognize that samsara as delusion. So that is your leg of meditation. If you're going somewhere, you need 2 legs. Without 2 legs, you're not going. You cannot go, right? Without, you know, you recognize samsara is delusion, you're not going to practice. You don't want to waking, you don't know, you can wake up, right? So you know so this is samsara is a delusion, then you wanted to wake up from samsara. So that you wanted to waking up samsara, that is called the leg of your meditation practice. Where the baggage of impermanence and awareness of death on your heart. So in this one, you know, in the post meditation, we always maintaining samsara is delusion. Recognize samsara is a suffering. And then where the baggage of impermanence and awareness of death on your heart means always thinking about, you know, impermanent and, you know, we are going to die. So that keep awareness always in the mind, your heart. So that is the, you know, heart. Toss far away your attachment to this present life's agenda. What it says here. Okay, so first one is we have to know this disillusionment for samsara. Disillusionment means like you doesn't like samsara, right? Mm-hmm. You really kind of get rid of it, and you wanted to become free from that. So you see the samsara as a prison. You want release from prison. So that is like same as your leg. Then so we have to always keep in the mind. So impermanent and death, that is the same as a heart. the thoughts far away your attachment to this present life's agenda. So then, not thinking about it in this life benefit. Always the goal is thinking about the liberation, future life, liberation. The agenda is enlightenment, liberation, not the benefit in this life. Then let devotion be at the forefront of your meditation practice. So devotion is the same as the forefront of your meditation practice. Like devotion is the same as your head. Your leg, your head. Devotion is same as your head. Devotion be at the forefront of your meditation practice. Give rise to devotion to your Lama. Seeing him or her as an actual Buddha in person. Pray to your Lama with longing. So always, pray to our Guru and the Yadam deities. Of course, then Dharma protectors too. So always, longing the Guru and the Yadams, supplicating. That's important when we maintaining the practice. Then when meditating, so then that is in the post meditation. So then you go back to meditating again. When meditating, rest in the open, vivid awareness of clarity and emptiness. So that is in the meditation, you maintain your awareness. So as you are abiding in this state, you are into the natural state. Whatever subtle or gross thoughts and emotions arise, recognize them. So thoughts, emotion we recognize. But recognizing them, they will disappear, since they have no inherent existence. So when you do this, all sorts of meditative experience or phenomena will arise high and low. So then you're doing that, and the post meditation, in the meditation, you're practicing, always maintaining your practice. So you get experience, meditation experience. The meditation experience, sometimes higher level meditation experience, sometimes very low. Means sometimes you have great experience, sometimes like not that great. So low means maybe more negative ways experience arising. Higher means like become positive, like good way to experience arise. Sometimes you will experience this clarity and emptiness, a sense of vivid clarity and total conviction. So sometimes I see this, all is clear that experience arise. Clarity, emptiness, vivid, clear, and total conviction. So that is high level, high experience. Then low experiences, other times you will experience a dull, spaced, odd, dim feeling, and you will wonder what went wrong with your meditation. So your mind is very dull, and lots of ignorance, that's all arising, emotion, ignorance is arising. So you fear also, you think something wrong, your practice. That's a low way to experience arise. So actually both are, good. You cannot attach to the first one. You cannot hit to this low way, negative one. Just maintain and keep going. Otherwise, this appearance is become obstacle. Sometimes all sorts of emotion and thoughts will bounce forth. So burns forth, I think, means you feel like you have this range boiling inside you. So inside, actually anger kind of upset. That is arising, boiling inside you means anger is rising inside your mind. These are just the phenomena of meditative experience. So that's all actually good sign. The reason is you destroying your ignorance, you destroying attachment, anger. These are just the phenomena of meditative experience. Do not get caught up in them, means like no attach, no hatred to them. Just let go. Do not try to either engage in them or push them away. You don't need to try to get rid of this experience. You don't need holding attached to that experience. Just sustain your awareness and let whatever arises just arise as it were spontaneously. Let arise, whatever this experience arising, without trying to addict it. Not try to, don't need to change. So if mind is still, let it be still. So your mind is very calm, peacefully stay, let it stay. Still, you do not need to apply any effort. At that time, you don't have to put effort. To lose your mind into another state, then your mind is become moving, I think, shaking. If there is a stirring, if thoughts, let them stir. And simply recognize whatever arises. That's a good thing, right? So when really thoughts, these negative emotions arising, then usually, so, sorry, someone calling the phone. I try to get rid of rejecting that. So that also become mistake. Because if you're rejecting this experience, then you not gaining the, I think, transforming this negativity. So you stuck there. That's why this negative appearance is arising. Just let go, recognize and recognize whatever arises. You do not need to apply any effort, try and stir your mind. If you find yourself sinking into dullness or lethargy, rouse your awareness and focus while supplicating the Lama and continue meditating. So this is the problem, because dullness is sinking in dullness, lethargy. That time, then you cannot be let go. So when this is arise, then your rouse your awareness means you have to put more effort, awareness, and focus. So the dullness is due to the ignorance, and also due to our obstacles. That's why negative karma. That's why, while you're supplicating the Lama and continue meditating, supplication to Yadam deity, supplication to Guru. Also, you can chant Vajrasava practice. So your lethargy then will naturally be released. If you find your mind getting to overactive and stimulated, do the same thing as before and continue meditation. So if your mind is getting to overactive, too much thoughts, too much emotions arising, recognize, go back into the nature, meditate, stay this, cannot stop strongly arising, then you have to practice, guru and the yadam deity practice. So the overstimulation, when naturally self-release, then you can self-release. The main point, if you recognize thoughts, emotion, use awareness, liberate itself. So that is a good one, If still the problem, then we cannot do that. Have to go back to practice Yadam Deity and the Guru Yoga. And the clarity, emptiness will become more and more apparent. Like this, whatever appears or phenomena arise, what activating the experience of happiness and the suffering. So then appearance arise, activating the experience of sometimes happiness arise. Sometimes you get suffering is arising. If you can apprehend them within the space of mindfulness, awareness, they will naturally be purified, naturally be released. So we cannot attach to happiness feeling. We cannot hit to negative suffering feeling. Have to bring equanimity. They both have to release its own nature. So naturally be purified, naturally be released. Whatever phenomena arise through the 6 sense doors, self-arising, they subside naturally, so leave them be. And this, whatever phenomena arise to the 6 sense doors, we have 6 sense doors. And eye, nose, tongue, body, ears, so conscious. So that's 5, doors. Then senses doors. Self-arising, they subside naturally, so leave them be. When apprehend within the space of suchness itself, the 3 or 5 poison cannot harm you. So if you, self-arising, they subside naturally, so leave them be means live naturally, release itself. They apprehend within the space of suchness itself. You are in the meditating suchness nature, the release itself there. The 3 or 5 poison cannot harm you. If you are not apprehend within the space of suchness, even if you engage in all aspect of the path, you will achieve temporary state of high rebirth. If you know using this Mahamudra solution, actually, then other, try to, you put many effort, you finding many different solutions you using for your emotions, thoughts. So you cannot really enlightenment yourself. Because enlightenment itself means like we have to liberate all these emotion, thoughts, appearance is self-liberating. It is self-nature, have to liberate into the natural states. So that's why all the quality or method is one become Mahamudra meditation. So many diversity, right? Thoughts, emotion, negative things. So that's all using one solution. One solution is everything is dissolved into the natural mind. So that's solution then take you to the liberating, enlightenment. Otherwise, you use other solutions, still you are, in samsara. You will achieve temporary state of high rebirth. But how will you ever attain the sublime states? Not possible. How you can get into sublime state? Because the sublime state is no door. If you don't use no door wisdom practice, this delusion is you don't dissolve to the no door. samadhi, then how you can liberate yourself. Do you understand?
Yes.
It makes sense, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Yes, yeah. So, delusion cannot take you the delusion. Delusion practice cannot take you to the non-dual states. So other practice all is actually good, but it's still delusion because we create subject-object actions. And then only this samadhi, maintaining our awareness, nature states. So that is non-dual. So that's why all this, whatever, this negativity, many diversity, whatever arising, we use only one solution, right? That's one of method. Make sense?
Makes sense.
Okay. Within space of suchness, even you engage in all aspects of the path, even whatever you using, you will achieve temporary state of higher rebirth. But how will you ever attain the sublime state? Emotions are liberated by knowing this. So we have to knowing emotion, liberated by itself into the Dharmakaya, nature states. Because they're arising from the nature, So that's why we have to dissolve into the nature. As expressed above, once certainty has drawn from within and you have brought your meditation practice to its consummation, right?
Yes.
You will actualize realization and awaken to Buddhahood. That makes sense? Good.
Yes.
Okay, so what that means? So see this, you practice this, then you get your own experience, right? Express above, once certainty has drawn from within and you have brought your meditation practice to its consummation. You get your own certainty, you get your own experience, realization. You will actualize realization and awaken to Buddhahood. You become enlightened. Illustrious Milarepa said, hold this stage of meditation book has only one chord. So it's this last one, from Milarepa. Because the two obscuration and the two aspects of self-grasping are clear away, sang means purify. So purify, sang is like two obscurations. And self-grasping are clear away, sang. Because the self-knowing, self-eliminating, wisdom, awareness, and fears. Je means that Je. Sang Je means Buddha's name. So what is Buddha means? Purify. And then Je is the self-knowing, self-eliminating, wisdom, awareness, and force. Je. Sang Je. When people ask, this is how I define Sanjay Buddha. In this way, completely performed. So that's the Sanjay means become Buddha. So we are enlightenment. So we finish the whole teaching there. Sanjay. So now you already become Buddha.
Yeah.
Okay. So then next, okay, still read conclusion state. Okay. So that's the main teaching is finished. So now we go to the conclusion. Conclusion is, this conclude the completion of systematic instruction on meditation practice consisting of. It's very consisting of this book is only talk about the precious human body, you can create like this book. So then 4 thoughts meditation, 4 like this book, yeah. So then love meditation like this, another one. So they have 8 chapters, and each chapter has like different sections. So that means like 16 books you can make in this teaching. But that's why only one small tiny book. Everything is concise. So when I wrote this book, I didn't use this different teachers' quote, but just only main point, what we need exactly. Just get the heart from the 4 thoughts, heart from the love, heart from the compassion, heart from the the vipassana and the shamatha generation and the completion stage. That's why it's concise, very short. It's main point is all there. Starting off, the 4 thoughts that turn the mind to the Dharma. Cultivation of loving kindness, cultivation of compassion, cultivating of bodhicitta, the bodhisattva conduct of 4 immeasurables. Shamatha meditation, vipassana meditation, generation stage practice, completion stage of practice, and the view of interdependent origination. I gather teaching from the 5-fold path, words of Dharmakirta, the middle instructions on meditation stage, Chiram Gomrem, Chiram Parpa. It's a meditation stage of Chiram Parpa. So, and this book is, the creator, take from or the part of these teachings. The 5-fold path, words of Dharmakirta, is more love, compassion. These teachings come from that instruction. The middle instruction on meditation stage is Gomren Parpa, is come from, this special insight meditation is to come from more Kamalashir Gomren Parpa. The notes on the development stage, Chiram Singdi, so that is called Chiram Singdi, is like generation stage, more based on that one, but not a whole book, but it's come from many instructions together. The inner arising Mahamudra, what is it called? Chakchin, I say Chakchin Linche Kijo, that is a Jiktin Sungos. So, and other text. So that's called the inner arising Mahamudra. So Tibetic called Sakhin Linche Kijo text. I pray that this is a part of a completion stage. I pray that by the merit of this composition, the true obscurations and habitual portraits be purified in all sentient beings. May the eliminating wisdom of 2 kinds of omniscience be brought to full bloom. This was written in the Garchin Rinpoche Center in Ohio, United States by Khenpo Koncho Samdro on March 2014. Thank you. So that's the book comes from. And okay, so now we finish the whole thing, this teaching. If you wanted to read other chapters, then you can download this book. Actually, if you don't have, you can download from the, I think Apple or something else. Debbie knows how to do download. You can ask her. And or you get the actual books. You can order these books in the Dharma centers. Then we have a translation to this book. First I wrote Tibetan, then translation to English. Now we have Chinese translation, whole thing. We have Spanish translation, whole thing. So that's the different language translations so far we have. Okay, so now we go to dedication first. Then if you have questions, see, I can take question or not after dedication. I'll think about. Orjan Chang, Telopa, Naropa, Marpa, Malarepa, Damalo, Gamboba, Pamotroba, Lord Digomba. Please bestow upon us the most auspicious bless our Kaju Lamas. By this virtue may achieve omniscience, by defeating all enemies, confusion. May who travels on the way of bed or the sickness of death cross the ocean of samsara. Bodhicitta, excellent and precious mind, where is humble may they rise, where is the bone may not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. I pray the Lama may have good health. I pray the Lama may have a long life. I pray that your Dharma activities are purified and white. I pray that I may not be separate from you. As Manjushri, the Vero realized automated and as did the Samantha Bada, I will follow in the path and fully dedicate all the merit for sentient beings. By the blessing of the Buddha who attained the Trikaya, by the blessing of the true of unchanging sight, by the blessing of the indivisible Sangha order, may the merit I share bear fruit. By this virtue, collected 3 times, by myself and all beings in samsara and nirvana, and by inner rule of virtue, may I and all sentient beings quickly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, precious enlightenment. May the teachings of Great Digompa Ranashiri, whose emanation Lord of Dharma, Master of Interdependence, continue to increase through study, practice, contemplation, meditation, and trained over the samsara. Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Paula.
Yes. It is. You have a question?
Yes, thank you. So in a dream, if we get hit by a car in a dream, nothing happens to our body when we wake up. But when we wake up, if we get hit by a car, something happens to our body. But so I was wondering about if the car is mind when we're awake, what is it that hits us and kills us or whatever, breaks our leg? In other words, if I think you know what I'm asking, that if it's all Rigpa, let's say Rigpa, then in a dream it is all just mind. But what's happening when we're awake then with the car hitting us?
Car hitting us, broken leg, then die.
So the car wasn't just our mind then, right?
That is up to us. You know, if car is really your mind, then car not going to hit you. You know.
Well, let's say you didn't know it was coming, and it was a surprise.
So, I think when you're really waking up this delusion state, the car is not exist. Then your body is not exist. Then car is not exist. How are you going to hit the car? No you, no subject, no object, car. no heat actions there. Free from these three spheres means like you are free from that three states when you are waking up, really truly waking up. Okay. So no, we are not waking up. That's why we hit. You know, in the dream, so you can car hit, you get broken like in the in the dream.
Right.
You know, so that in the dream they take you to hospital.
Right.
So you're upset because of so much cost in the hospital. But when you wake up, this all is gone. It's done. Same, you know. So now we have these three spheres, but truly when you wake up, these three all are gone. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes. Next question.
Excuse me, Brendan, I'm going to go ahead and close the translation room. I think the next two questions will be in Chinese so that you can communicate back and forth with Kempo.
Oh.
There you go.
阿弥陀佛，阿弥陀佛，
啊，
可以听见吗？
可以可以。
我想问一下上师，因为经常上师说发现念头的时候是让我们是去认识念头嘛，但是我想问一下，因为这个认识念头怎么认识它，而不是去断除念头嘛？但是要认识它的本性，这个认识怎么去认出它的本性
Kempo, how do we recognize the nature of the mind? We were told to recognize the mind during the teaching, but how? How do we do that?
How to recognize the natural mind?
Mm-hmm.
We have to use all this practice and have to apply this different method. So this all the teaching is for the purpose is recognize natural mind. Then according to individuals, so some method is become, or these teachings really helps recognize very fast. Then, you know, if you want to shortcut directly, recognize the natural mind, then what we talked that statement, you know, teaching today.
OK，
Yeah.
要去认识自己的本性，首先我们就需要去修法。修法有很多不同的方法，都是要认知我们心的本性。有一些是快的，有的是慢的。那捷径呢，就是我们今天所教的部分，如何去认知自己的本性。OK， Lasso。
Thank you.
Thank you.
我的问题是，刚才上师有教，就是说，当念头升起的时候，要认知念头的本性，是指念头升起的时候，认知念头它没有深处，没有来处，然后念头得到解脱，然后安住本性吗？
When Kempo, so when we were told to reckon, when the thought arises and we recognize the mind, does it mean that we are looking at the coming, the going, the abiding of the mind?
So you mean when we meditating?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, we have to recognize, yes. Just watch awareness, use awareness, aware, like, oh, your mind stay, and let's stay moving, let it move. You know, just use awareness, recognize, simply recognize.
OK， 答案就是，我们要利用觉知，觉知我们的念头。它升起的时候，我们知道它的升起，知道它的状态。它动的时候就由它动，静的时候由它静。OK， that's all.
Thank you. Okay, so now we finish. Thank you, everyone.
谢谢。
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have any announcements for next weekend, Kempo, or